Welcome to the Wrestling Gallery Podcast. My name is Kyle Kruger, and this is Tyler Jordan. We promised you in our second episode, we're going to talk about what I think is the worst pay-per-view WWE has ever put out. And that's saying a lot.
And what is this pay-per-view, Kyle? What are we talking about today?
King of the Ring 1995.
Yes. Ugh. It's hard even just saying that, right?
A lot of the Saudi Arabian shows are bad, but they weren't as bad as this. Even December to Dismember, which a lot of people say is the worst pay-per-view they ever made. That pay-per-view was bad, but at least it had a good match to start.
Right. At least just one there, and that's all you need.
Every other match is either okay at best and just but anyways, okay, so this was during a really, really, really hard time in WWF. Yeah, 1995 was not a good year for the company.
No, not really. Not at all.
There were some good moments, but they didn't save them. And now let's get on to the pay-per-view. We have this opening package of like two people flying a blimp to Philadelphia. It's a nice scene, but it's like unfortunately it does not save this pay-per-view. This is one of those rare WWF pay-per-views where the bonus match, the dark match, is actually the opening match now because it's there to set up as Savio Vega. I know you don't like Savio Vega for some reason. Versus IRS.
Never been a big fan.
Huh?
Never been a big fan of his. I don't know why. I've never seen anything great from him.
He had a good feud with Austin.
Yeah, I guess that was his highlight, but even still, not for me. But anyway.
Okay, but anyways, versus the father of Bray Wyatt and Bo Dallas, IRS, aka Mike Rotunda, aka Barry Horowitz's cousin, brother. You get what I mean? It was okay. The match was okay. It was fine. Like they were trying, I can tell, but no, it wasn't. Like as a bonus match, as a heat or velocity match turn pay-per-view match, it's good. It's all right, but it's like, yeah, I'm not watching the opening. Like it's pointless at all. Like why didn't they do this in Action Zone? Whatever. Like now we start off with the pay-per-view, with the actual pay-per-view. Graphics are fine. I like the music in the theme of the pay-per-view. Unfortunately, the show does not reflect it, but anyways, okay, so we start off with our opening match, which is Yokozuna versus Savio Vega. Yes, Savio Vega is actually pulling quadruple duty.
Right. And he has to wrestle back-to-back.
Yes, he is the second wrestler to do this, the other being Randy Savage, which on one hand, yes, Savio deserves it, but on the other hand, it's like, it's not worth it. Savio, I love you, but you did not deserve to pull quadruple duty on this night.
Right, definitely.
Any other pay-per-view would be fine, but not this one. But anyways,
and he beat a lot of like pretty well-established names too.
Which is not bad.
Right. Yeah, but it's still a lot for Savio Vega for the time.
Yeah, but
quadruple duty, that's an interesting booking choice on their end.
At least it wasn't Vince Russo, but anyways, yeah. But anyways, okay, so Yoko was okay, so to me, like Yoko in his later years, he was starting to become a tag team wrestler. So Yoko is not in the best shape. Also, he was one half of the tag team partners with the last year's winner and arguably the greatest King of the Ring winner of all time, Owen Hart. And it's like, oh god, why didn't they have Owen? Oh no, scratch that. Owen is too good to be on the show. So he dodged a bullet, a big ass bullet. But anyways, okay. So anyways, match just sucks. The only thing I like is the segment with Owen calling on the phone. That was the best part. That's because, okay, to be honestly fair, Owen is kind of like Damian Sandow or Chris Kanyon, where like you give him any gimmick or segment, he's gonna make it good. So like, but he wasn't in the ring. He wasn't in the outside of the ring to cheer Yoko. It's just like a split screen second segment. It's like when that's the best part of your match, you know something has failed. And
Yeah.
Savio and Yoko, they tried. I can tell, but Yoko was just not himself at the
Mhm.
time. Fine, Savio was trying, and it's like the count out choice is not terrible, but it's like, man, it's like
Nice. Nice beanie, Kyle.
thanks, it's Canadian. But anyways,
Yeah,
you get
shout
what
out
I
to
mean?
Canada.
Yeah, but you get what I mean? It's
Hmm.
just it's like why didn't they have Owen do this? Why didn't they have Owen? Like Yoko
Right.
is a fine wrestler. I like Yoko, but it's like he wasn't ready to be in a tournament yet. Granted, he and two other guys were ready to win it, and plus they wouldn't do a lot of things yesterday. But I think if Yoko did win this tournament, I think no, it would have been an improvement.
Oh yeah,
But no,
definitely.
but no, Savio beats him by countout, which is not a bad idea, but it's like really, Yoko's not a terrible worker to bitch and complain about. So yeah, let's go on to the next match.
Let's do it.
It, it's Road Dog. No. It's pre-Road Dog. The
It's
Roadie.
the roadie, right?
And
Awesome.
Roadie was a part-time wrestler at the time. Like he was starting to versus not hardcore yet Bob Holly.
Hmm.
This
Yeah,
match,
spark plug, right?
yeah, his original name was Thurman, and I was like, okay, not a bad name for a wrestler, but if he had a geeky gimmick, that'd be like a fine name.
Right. That definitely sounds like a nerd name. Not gonna lie.
Exactly, okay, but
Not a
anyways,
car mechanic.
all right. Anyways, there's nothing wrong with being a nerd. There's nothing wrong with being nerdy. You are fine to
Exactly.
be
Yeah.
a nerd. But
Yeah,
anyways,
absolutely.
this match was all right. It's definitely one of the better things that happen. There's one problem with this though. Why isn't Jarrett in the tournament? He's the IC champion, and yet like if they wanted to showcase Road Dog, fine. But it's like they should have done this some other pay-per-view because this is not the best pay-per-view.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I guess I understand they might have wanted to protect Jarrett a little bit because he was the IC champion, but even still, like give him a little bit more of a run in in the tournament, right? And you
Right?
can
It's like
push the
it's
belt
like
that way.
right, but it's like no, it's like don't get me wrong, I love Road Dogg, I really do, but he just wasn't ready, like personality wise, yes, but he was a good wrestler, but it's like he wasn't established as a wrestler yet. So it's like
Hmm.
it's like WWE just picked him out of a hat and said, okay, which guy is going to be in this tournament that we don't give a crap about? It's like, okay, Road Dogg, you're in.
Yeah.
And Bob Holly. Now, granted, I love Bob Holly, hardcore Holly. His race car gimmick is actually decent, but it's like, yeah, I wish he had more momentum.
Hmm.
People
Definitely.
loved him. You have to give Philly credit; they did like him, but it's like, no, that's not enough.
Mm-mm.
And now we get on. And now we get on to the best match of the night, and that's saying.
That is saying something. This was
So,
the
anyways,
best match
okay,
of the night.
Road Dogg beats Bob Holly. It's
Mhm.
Kama, aka Charles Wright, aka the Godfather, aka Papa Shango versus HBK in his first pay per view as a babyface as the HBK gimmick.
Mhm.
Okay, so interesting fact about this is that there is a deleted scene where Sean was with the crown, where like he's
Oh,
interacting
really?
with the yeah, and guess what? The crown doesn't fit his head, so he kind of sort of spoiled who was gonna win
Oh.
by accident. It was by accident. You get what I mean? He was
Gotcha.
wearing the cap though. To be honestly fair, HBK actually looks really good in a baseball cap. So not complaining.
Yeah, I like his weird hat that he wore in 2002 when he was with the NWO,
Yeah.
where
So
when he had that backwards hat on.
Yeah, so he actually rocks the look. Good match. Sean bumps his ass off. It's not like Hogan levels of bumping, but he's more contained. He's more contained with the
Mhm.
bumps here. But but he and Kama actually have good chemistry. I wish they had more matches.
Yeah,
Matches.
definitely.
Unfortunately, this is one of two matches or three that will piss you off tonight, and I'll tell you why. Because Sean and Kama are in a draw because they reached the 15-minute mark. Which, on one hand, it's a good idea to give Sean the 15-minute mark. He is a wrestler that deserves to have a 15-minute match, and Kama too. But it's like the fact that nobody goes to the tournament is so bullshit.
Mhm.
Bullshit. And here's the thing, like Sean is one of three wrestlers next to Yoko and the next guy to win the tournament. So him not going to the tournament is like bullshit. Even Sean said bullshit during the match at the end of the match. And it was like even he knew this was gonna suck. So
Mhm.
decent match. Man, the ending sucks though, but
Yeah.
man.
And that's what you always remember is the ending, not the whole match usually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Unfortunately, that ending ruined the
just
match.
like why can't they just have Sean on be in the finals? Like, oh god, this is so okay. Let's
Well,
move
yeah, we'll talk about that later in your rebooking.
on. Okay, but anyways, now let's go on to the match that will piss you off the most. Mabel versus Undertaker. Oh god.
This is a 10-minute match. I don't know how they went on for 10 minutes, but man, it makes it feel like it's a half hour long. It makes it feel like you're watching this match forever. So
Oh,
slow.
do you know what the worst part is? Like, now, can I tell people like Undertaker's entrance?
Yeah.
Dude, Undertaker was super freaking over this night. The
Mm-hmm.
crowd loved him. Now, granted, Philadelphia, this is when Philly was becoming that difficult city. You get what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that they had this is like one of Undertaker's. This was before he became a legend. This is like his return pops. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Levels, and and I just feel so bad for Undertaker because it's like spoiler, he doesn't win, and the crowd boo. But it's like really like okay, so there's a lot of problems with this. Like the fact that he's so over and he doesn't win the first round, the quarterfinals. That's like a salt in the wound.
Yeah, it's a crime. It's unbelievable.
Second, he loses to Mabel. Which, okay, to be fair, Undertaker likes to put people over, so he doesn't mind that. But it's like of all the people you could have had Undertaker lose in 1995, you had to pick Mabel. You had Owen Hart. You even had Shawn and Brett. You even had PCO. But no, you had to get Mabel.
Mm-hmm.
Mabel. Now,
The
granted,
Big Daddy
Undertaker,
V.
huh?
Big Daddy V.
But to be honestly fair, air. Okay, to be honestly fair, it's like Undertaker lost to a match that anybody can lose, so that's understandable. But it's like really, still really Mabel. Mabel beats
Mhm.
Undertaker in a horrible match that nobody wanted to be around for, and guess what? The crowd boos the hell out of it.
Mhm.
Out of it. This is like okay, maybe not Roman Reigns before he turned heel boo, but still. And then we get on to okay. I gotta go to the Wikipedia. What's the next match?
The
I
next
don't know.
match is Savio Vega against the Roadie.
Not a bad match. They
Oh,
tried.
not terrible. It's fine for being a 6-minute match.
I just wish it was longer. Maybe if it was longer, this could have worked. But
Yeah,
nope.
I mean it's good for what it is. I mean, I don't know what you expect, out of Savio Vega and the Roadie. They're
Or
probably not going to put
Road
on
Dog.
right. They're probably not going to
But
put on a 5-star classic, but I mean, in the circumstances they were giving, that match was fine.
yeah,
Definitely. Booking was.
imagine imagine being in Philadelphia this night, Tyler. Imagine like just having disappointment,
I know, right? It'd be
dude.
terrible.
Oh, dude. Oh, and then we get to the match that actually has a good story to it. The match is all right, but it's the Kiss My Foot match, and it's actually not bad. It's actually between Bret Hart and Jerry Lawler. The story is good. I think the match is okay, but man, there was a lot of good story moments in this match. So credit where credit is due, and the crowd was into it. So it's like it was a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it is a kiss my foot match. So, It's
but
as good as it's gonna get, with that circumstance.
they
And it is
tried.
kind of gross too. I'm not gonna
Huh?
lie. Feet kissing, not for me.
No, but
I
you
don't
get what I
really
mean.
want to see that again.
You get what I mean.
Yeah. Oh, I got you. Yeah.
But decent match. The crowd was into it, so yeah.
Mm.
Also, by the way, there's another good thing about it. So Michael P.S. Hayes was a commentator. He was Doc Hendricks. His commentary is actually decent. His characters suck, but commentary wise, not bad. He was easily the best part of the show, Doc Hendricks,
Oh yeah, definitely.
and that's saying a lot. That's saying a lot. And
Mhm.
then we get the match and we get match number 3 of what will piss you off.
Yeah, this is the King of the Ring finale, right?
Oh,
This is their big finale, and they want
yeah,
to Mabel versus Savio Vega. When you have Shawn Michaels in the tournament,
and
you have
Undertaker and Yoko.
Undertaker, Yoko, and that's who you wanted to put in the finals. It's just mind blowing. What a weird idea.
This is like
Terrible
Vince
idea.
Russo. This is something Russo would do.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh
And
God,
the
this
match is terrible. I mean, most
Matt.
Mabel matches weren't very good.
He'll get better as Viscera in later years, but that's not saying a lot. But dude,
Mm,
8 minutes. God.
yeah, 8 minutes.
Oh, and nobody cared. Like you could tell the fans were like done with Sabio.
Mm-hmm. And
Like,
Dave Meltzer gave this match a -1 star out of
oh,
5.
I mean, Dave. When Dave is right, he's right. So he's not wrong to give this match like a negative star rating. If this was Brian Alvarez, he would have said -5 stars.
Probably, yeah. And
Oh,
he gave Mabel and Undertaker -0.5 star,
oh God.
which it does kind of deserve.
Oh, okay. So, anyways, Mabel wins. The crowd is booing the hell out of this. Like, this is like they don't. This is like, oh, they are booing it. They are booing it. And here's what happens. So they go to the ring. They go to the crown sword, the crown and the robe and the chair and everything else. And guess and Mo. And now, granted, let me just say this. So this leads to Mabel becoming King Mabel and Mo Sir Mo. Now, let me just say this. I do not hate Mabel gimmick for this as the king. You
Mhm.
can tell he and Mo are having fun with this gimmick, but the problem here is that it's not well done. It's one of those examples where Vince McMahon has a good idea, but he's not putting effort into the idea he made. It's the
Mhm.
wrestler he gave the gimmick to.
Definitely.
Oh, and the worst part, the crowd is throwing garbage at him. This isn't WCW style garbage though, but still.
Yeah, that's not good heat either.
It's not like this is like X-Pac heat. Now, granted, we all know X-Pac didn't deserve his own heat. We can all agree on that, but it's like this is like X-Pac levels of heat.
Mhm.
And oh, now here's the thing. I'm gonna tell people behind the scenes reasons. Vince told Mabel at the Royal Rumble that he was going to be the King of the Ring, which he deserved. Maybe in real life he did deserve this, but guess what? Vince did not build him up. He did not give him a WrestleMania match. He did not give him a Final Four Royal Rumble spot. None of that. So Mabel's win is a shock win.
Mhm.
Do you think Mabel's win would have been better if he was built up or had momentum, even if it didn't work?
Yeah, if he knew how to wrestle at that point.
So you think that to me, it's like even Undertaker had a lot of momentum.
Right, yeah. Definitely.
So him winning makes sense, but it's like if you wanted to give Mabel moment, if you wanted to make Mabel undefeated for the first half of to win the tournament, I think fans would have been questioned, but they would understand. Oh yeah, he has a lot of momentum, so him winning the ring, to him winning the tournament makes sense. But it's like really just it's just like you had Taker, Shawn, and Yoko, and like
Yeah.
man, this tournament sucked.
Yeah. It goes
So
down as the worst one out of all the King of the Rings.
And Mabel tried to make the gimmick good. You can tell in later months, but no. He tried. We can all give him credit. He did try, but man.
Sure, yeah.
So you think this is the end of the show? No. No, no,
The
no,
title
no,
of the
no.
pay-per-view, King of the Ring, is not the main event of this show.
Even I did that.
Yeah. So what is the main event then, Kyle, of this one?
Kevin Nash, aka Diesel, who was the WWF champion, and Bam Bam Bigelow versus Sid Vicious, or Psycho Sid, and fake Native American themed Native American wrestler Tatanka. This
Yeah.
match was boring. This match was so. It's not as bad as the other matches, so it doesn't piss you off, but it's like the crowd is dead. They want to go home. Oh,
Right.
by
Yeah.
the way, during the Mabel and Undertaker match, they were chanting ECW, and I was like,
Oh,
oh, God.
man.
Oh, God. I bet this was the night that ECW became the third
Mm-hmm.
of the big three. But anyways, oh, man. This match was boring. Everybody's trying. All of them are good workers, but it's like they couldn't save it. They couldn't.
Yeah, especially after a crappy final.
So
There's nothing that can really get better from there.
like they're trying. They're really trying. Now, I will give Nash credit. He's actually wrestling with an injury, which on one hand that makes Nash a legit good wrestler, even though a lot of people like to shit on him. You know what I mean? So Nash
Mhm.
can wrestle with an injury, but oh man, he couldn't save it. He couldn't save this match.
No.
Bam Bam couldn't save it. Sid couldn't save it. Tatanka couldn't save it. Hey, and then like everything just goes down, and then we fade to black, and we all have and everybody in Philadelphia has to put their heads in their pockets and their heads down and ask ourselves, what the hell do we actually do to deserve to have a crappy pay-per-view in our city?
Mm-hmm.
Oh God. Yeah, this pay-per-view sucks. It's the
Yep.
worst. It's the
That's
bottom of the barrel. It is the barrel. Okay, maybe that's a little harsh, but it is the
it,
barrel.
it's bad. And there you have it, folks. That is a review of King of the Ring 1995.
Oh man, like it was like passing a kidney stone, if you get what I
Yeah,
mean.
not great, but that's okay, everyone, because Kyle, you do have a rebooking of this. How to make this better? How can we save this? How can we give the fans something that went home with their heads in their pockets and their heads down? What can they get? How can they salvage this? And you have the solution, right?
Yes. When I rebook my pay-per-views, I try to do my research, so this is all research based.
Yeah, definitely. I think you're very good at doing these rebookings.
Okay, so what's the first match on the rebooking? Because I'm trying to remember, but I'm in the spotlight. So what's
It's Jean-Pierre Lafitte versus Kama in a
now if people don't know who Pierre is, he's PCO. In fact, this was PCO before he was PCO.
yeah, oh yeah, Pierre or Jean-Pierre
Arlette.
Ouellet, yeah.
Um, I will admit Pierre Carlet is actually not a bad pirate gift. He's actually not a bad pirate character. He does it better than Paul Virtual. If you get where if you, he does
Mm-hmm.
it better.
Yeah.
But anyways, like, this is a heel versus heel
Mm-hmm.
match, but it's like it's thrown together because it's like they're in a tournament. Um, how many minutes is the match?
It's 9 minutes.
I think this is a good match because it's like both crowds are like they're trying to because Philly is very picky, so I bet they wouldn't want any of them to win, or they would want one to win over the other. But I think this is the good length for a heel versus heel match, even if PCO is a better if like he could still go for it. But
Mm-hmm.
I think it would have been much better. And Khan is a good wrestler, but I feel like when you have a heel versus heel match, you just wanted to get it over with, even if they are fighting for a title, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, definitely.
There's some good hits. PCO wins by doing I'm trying to remember what his signature move is, like a body slam, or is it
I honestly can't remember. I
but
know
so
what
he,
his finishing move is now. He does a moonsault off the top rope,
which is awesome.
but I don't think he did that back then.
So he beats Kama No, I'm not gonna do quick pin. That's way too easy. Two big guys cannot do small packages. Well, except for your Hulk Hogan. But anyways, so anyways, PCO wins. Hama is shocked. He goes like he's trying to cuss, but he can't. Like he goes like, "Damn it, I lost."
Mm-hmm.
And now we get on to the next match, and arguably you can make an argument being match of the night. What is it?
Shawn Michaels versus Hakushi. And
AKA Jinsai Suzuki.
yes. Yeah. 15-minute match.
To me, we all know Shawn Michaels is Bret Hart's equal. Well, to be honestly fair, Shawn is a lot of people's equals when it comes to match quality.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I mean? But to me, I was like, if Bret can have a good match with Jinsai Suzuki, aka Hakushi, Shawn could too.
Definitely.
So they have a great 15-minute match. They're both match. It's hard hitting. It's hard hitting. So it's like they're all equal. You get a lot of quick pins in this match.
Okay.
And guess what? So Sean do you know how he wins? By doing a super kick, as usual.
Nice.
So Jinsai Suzuki's about to do like his flip, his back flip,
Mm-hmm.
and Sean just super kicks him.
Oh, nice.
Granted, back of the head, you get what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But they do it in a way that looks brutal but safe, you get what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? So Sean, in the 15-minute mark, beats Hakushi. The crowd goes nuts. Sean is exhausted. Like he's like Sean Sean is like, you can tell like he just ran a 15-minute marathon with this match.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
So then we get on to the next match, and arguably what's the next match?
It is Jeff Jarrett versus Davey Boy Smith. And then just to let you know, Kyle, we got 9 more minutes.
No. Oh, okay.
This one.
Okay, so Jinsei's is okay. So Jarrett is the IC champion at this point. Jarrett is IC champion.
Okay, you're gonna keep him as IC
Yeah,
champion. Nice.
yeah. Davey, this is still Allied Power Davey. This is still babyface Davey. Davey, and how much of the minutes are in this match?
13 and a half.
Okay, it's 13 minutes. So this is there to lead to Davey turning heel and not aligning with Luger anymore because Luger's out of the company. Jeff quick pins Davey.
Okay.
In his Jarrett-y way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Davey is so pissed off. You don't blame him. It's more like a babyface tantrum.
Mm-hmm.
And now we get on to Undertaker versus Mabel, which is just 4 minutes.
You're keeping this match in here.
Yeah, but it's the best length possible. Plus, Undertaker, do you know how Undertaker and Mabel have some good hard hittings, but guess what? Taker just beats the crap out of Mabel for the last like seconds. And guess what? Like he clotheslines it to the point that he just escapes, the point that he gets out of the ring, and Mo is like, Mo has to catch Mabel. So he can't like lift Mabel up.
Yeah.
So guess what? Undertaker wins by countout.
Good. That's a simple solution right there. Just make Undertaker win. and problems are solved.
Then the crowd explodes in happiness.
Yeah, and they're actually happy. That's a great change there.
I mean, if you're going to give the guy with the big pilly, he had the best pops. So yeah. But anyways, the next match is Techno Team 2000 as Eric Watts, son of Bill Watts, and Chad Square, aka Techno Team 2000. My version, they're DJs that have a futuristic gimmick. They're the tag team champions because Diesel helped them beat Owen and Yoko. Yoko. But anyways, yeah. Versus $1 Million Corporation members Sid and Tatanka.
Nice.
A good big man, little man team.
Yeah, something to break up the tournament a little bit. Throw in a tag match there. I think that's a great idea.
there's a moment where Tatanka, like, he sort of slaps Chad in the face, and then Chad like pimp slaps him, and it's really hard. And
Nice.
like Tatanka is super angry. They win. So do you know how they win? They win by quick pin because Sid is doing this cocky pin,
Mm-hmm.
and Eric like rolls him up,
Okay.
and guess what? Sid's like, no, no, no. And anyways, the next match is oh god, it's what's the next
Next
match?
match is the WWF
Women's title.
Women's Championship.
Who Bertha Faye, aka Rhoda Signs, versus I'm trying to remember the person. Like I know what she looks like.
Kyoko.
Oh, Kyoko, yes,
Yep.
Kyoko. The match is good. The match is more hard hitting. It's basically more like there's a lot of like strong style
A strong style in that one. Nice.
and even King Road style, but
Cool.
um Kyoko wins.
Okay. Nice. I wasn't sure who was the champ at the time.
She power bomb. It's Medusa, but I felt like it would have been much better if she just because man, WWF had a horrible women's roster in 1995. But anyways, yeah. So she power bombs her.
Nice.
Okay, but anyways, the next match is Jared versus Taker.
I
Or
think it's Shawn Michaels versus PCO.
again, PCO had a very good match with Brett in Your House 3. I think he would have
Yes.
had a great match with the. It's 14 minutes, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And guess what? Like Sean has to super kick him twice.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Like at first, like PCO, like when he gets kicked, like he's standing, and Sean has to tune up the band. PCO is still knocked out, but then Sean's like he kicks him so hard.
Mm. And two does it there.
Yeah,
Then
crowd is happy. Crowd is
does he
happy.
turn into a Frankenstein after that?
No, we're
Too
not
early.
there yet. But so Jared versus Taker's up next. Guess what Jared does in the beginning match? He attacks Undertaker behind. He even uses his title as a weapon.
Oh, okay.
And Taker is super pissed during the match. Do you know what he
Mm-hmm.
does? He chokeslams Jeff 3 times at the end of the match. It's a good back and forth because
Mm-hmm.
he's super mad.
Yeah. And
So
Jarrett's
he
still at the time, so
and
he's
Jared is like dead when he gets chokeslammed by the third time.
oh my
And
god.
like and the ambulance has to get him, which is not a bad spot to use. So at least he's not injured for real.
Yeah, definitely.
And now we get to our WWF title as Diesel, the WWF champion, fights the Blackheart, the King of Hearts, one of the greatest tag team champions of all time, Owen Hart.
Mm-hmm.
So how did this match start? Owen attacked Diesel during some running as his way to say, I'm after your title. And guess what? Diesel decides to get some payback by helping Chad and Eric win their titles. But guess what?
Hmm.
But guess what? So this match is basically how the match is 17 minutes, which is like okay, it's a good length. That's a good length to have Owen and Kevin go at each other.
Right, definitely.
And guess what? Guess what? You know how Owen beats Kevin?
Hmm.
Submission.
Oh, so he wins.
Yeah, and guess what? Like
Big title change.
Diesel doesn't tap out TKO for the title.
Oh, okay.
Yoko, Jim, and Jim Cornette and Mr. Fuji celebrate with Owen.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Philly would have been happy.
Oh, definitely.
Now we get to our semifinals, the main event, and one of the many series of matches between these two, Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
the crowd, do you think the crowd would have been split even though they loved Undertaker more? Like, do you think they wouldn't care who wins?
Probably, yeah. Because I mean, they were both super hot at the time. And
So
this would
guess
just be a tease into what they do later on.
So yeah, now they're both babyface, so they both have the good sportsmanship in these moments. But man, but they are. There's a moment where there's a moment where Taker takes 3 super kicks, and Sean is
Oh,
about to do his fourth one on him. But guess what? choke slams him, counters into a choke slam, and Taker's still knocked out, so it takes a minute for him to pin Shawn to win.
Nice.
And
And
guess what? The crowd explodes.
Taker wins the King of the Ring.
Yeah, and after that, he and Shawn embrace. Shawn's like he deserved it more than I did. Like he admits that, and Undertaker is in the robe, but he doesn't have the crown because he feels like he says this: "I am now, I may be a dead man, but I am now the king of this company because we should all rest in peace." And the
Nice.
crowd loves it; they eat it up.
Yeah, now that's a good way to send everyone home happy, right?
Right, and guess what? He has a new nickname, King Deadman. He doesn't
Nice.
wear the crown and robe. He just has that title now. And he's gonna face Owen Hart in your house too. King
Nice.
versus King.
That's awesome. So yeah, that's a great rebooking, Kyle. Looks like we're gonna have to wrap this one up.
That's okay. I'm exhausted now.
Yeah, but that was a great episode. I hope everyone enjoyed that. Look forward to our next episode on YouTube and also anywhere you listen to podcasts, Spotify,
Oh,
Apple, all of that fun stuff. But you're pretty exhausted now, right?
yeah. Let's just have a quick conversation after this ends because man, I was like a firework factory today. But anyway, see